generally, when we have to stay alone, we feel lonely. And then, in the meantime, when we are engaging with many people, we want to have a seclusion. So we are constant on that dilemma of what really we want in these relationships. So, one hand we want to have a solitude, and another hand we don't want to be alone. And with that conflict, then it's not just leading to creating stories, but also complaining. Complaining about that person, about this person, why she never contacted me, what went wrong, what did I do, what was the reason why she didn't contact me, she didn't contact me, in that way. But we forgot to see from another perspective, from that person's side as well. That person also may be thinking the same thing. So with that, then rather than building up the relationships or a connection and connectivity, there becomes a more separation. Now, it's not just the separation from a physical contacts and then a communication, but it becomes a mentally building up this gap. And the more this gap becomes longer, stronger, then it comes to the stage that I have had enough. And then we will be thinking in terms of my terms, that I have done my best. I have done all my things to keep it, but now it's enough. In that way. Now when we look at in that deep inside ourselves, have I done enough? Have I done enough to maintain that relation, maintain that connection? So when we reflect on that, in a way we are very selfish. We want, but we do not want to act. If we really want to keep that, we have to unturn all the stones and see that possibility of maintaining it. And then when we have unturned that, and still there is this tendency of this gap continuing, then yes, now you have done well. Now it's time to say goodbye. Like that. Now, similar way, we normally think about outside, out there, and then requesting or seeking attention from out there. But almost all the time, we forget our own very close ally. Do you know what is that? It's our body. We pay very little attention to it. And we always lose our connection, our relationship with it all the time. As soon as we wake up, what do we do normally? We will be thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that, and I'm going to contact this person, I'm going to contact that person, these are the things I have to do, already there. Have we ever spent some time as soon as we wake up, what a wonderful day, like today, what a wonderful 12 degrees, the sunshine, and beautiful day, right? As soon as you wake up and you feel, wow, wonderful day. And just feel your presenceness of your body, feel developing that connection, and try to be mindful of as you move yourself out from this comfortable bed, maybe stinky, but I'm not sure, and then as you move this massive 80 kilos body out from the bed, and then mindful that, okay, oh, today I don't have to wear any jumpers, I can walk to a toilet so the weather is so nice, feeling that warmthness, and then a walk and enjoy and happiness, going into the toilet and then having a wonderful time of brushing your teeth, enjoying this test whether you're using this what's called B2 or Colgate or whatever toothpaste you are using, and enjoying the flavor, and then the brushing, the noise, and then like that. How much do we pay attention to that? How much we are connected to our own self that's always with us. That's why in one of my books, meditation, I even said in the introduction that if this body can speak it out loud and say, hey, I am here. Didn't you notice me here? No? This is me here with you. So that's why in the practice of a meditation, first of all, we have to develop this connection, this relationship with ourselves. Knowing this body that I am living this and I am moving it in my wish, right? And then I am taking it wherever I want to, and in the meantime we lost that connection, we lost that relationship with it, and as a result of that, what happens there? Our mind is always there, and then it's causing more troubles after troubles, and then further on, if weather gets bit bad, what happens? You just go and sit in your sofa and taking some chocolates and crisps for a couple of days and watching these movies and Netflix or Coronation Street and the gossips and the fight after a couple of days, and then, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I have eaten so many chocolates and chips, so I'm putting a weight on myself, right? And then you began to see that how this relationship causing me in a difficult position, right? So that's not a healthy connection you are developing. You're not having a healthy relationship with this at all, right? So that's the practice of a meditation is something that we are developing this connection and relationship with this body more. And then with that, what happens that doesn't matter, we are in the middle of the crowd, but we are still having this friend. We are not alone. Right? We are having somebody with us. That's like there is one story. So the Buddha, he traveled to one monastery, and then he in the early morning he went out begging of food, and after he had this meal, he went to visit nearby temple, and in that temple was sponsored by one of the wealthy man of that village, and he always maintained this seats in that monastery for all the I think it was about 100 monks. So for all 100 monks, he always put the seats. Every day he comes and then put the seats for the monks to come and meditate. And then on that day when the Buddha went in, no monks at all. And no monks at all. So then the Buddha comes back to the temple that he was residing and asked the Venerable Ananda, who was the attendants of him, and say, where are all the monks gone? Right? And then this Ananda said to the Buddha that, oh, they went to this ceremony. So we call it Katina ceremony, a robe offering ceremony. And it's happening in another temple. So all the monks went in that temple. Then the Buddha said that that is not a good practice. With that, then you will be enjoying physical relationship, physically living with this group, connecting. And with that connection, you will be talking. And when you are talking, you will be talking something that not necessary. And then you will be wasting your time, and then you will not enjoy the solitude. Then it's unlikely that although you may want to attain the enlightenment, you're far away. So then he said that for himself, the Buddha himself, he said that whenever he is in, whether he is living alone or in the middle of the crowd, doesn't matter which group he is living with. When he doesn't have to say, or when he doesn't do anything, he normally just connects himself, observes himself, connecting himself, and that's called developing that connection and developing, maintaining that relationship with himself, so that his mind is always in the present moment. And with that, having a present moment, so another word he used, that he's always in that state of a nibbana, the ultimate goal of Buddhism. It's called in that state. So in that state, then there will be no any sorts of causes that make his mind disturbed. So that's like you are sitting in the middle of the crowd, but you are alone, but not alone, because you are connecting and having a good relationship with your own physical body. So that's why in the practice of a mindfulness meditation that we are learning, we have to try to learn to be with ourselves as much as possible, and developing this good connection, feeling whenever whatever things happening, being aware and understanding that okay, I am having this. So doesn't matter what we are doing, try to be mindful of it. Walking mindful, sitting mindful, eating mindful, talking mindful, doing whatever things we're doing. If we can maintain that mindfulness, then we are always with ourselves. So you don't need to worry about any divorce papers at all. You will be happy forever. Okay? So with this, let's practice meditation. Well, since we have been contemplating on walking and standing, so I think better we will do the walking meditation and then do the sitting later.
Ajahn, I've hurt my foot and it's all strapped up. Is it okay if I sit?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I have to go to the physio today and get it all strapped up, so I'm going to have to sit.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So let's do the walking meditation a little bit. Let's see. Okay, maybe 10-15 minutes and then do the sitting. Okay. So can we stand over here and facing this way?
So we're going to go outside for a moment.
Huh?
So we're not going to go outside, are we?
Oh no, it's just here. Okay. So in a walking meditation, normally we stand like this, okay, and then looking in front about 3 meters away, and try to be mindful of your standing posture, standing body. First of all, paying attention to your standing body, that you are standing, and aware of all the sensations. And after that, you may extend your awareness that this floor is supporting you, and then spreading your self towards the entire universe. And then just to bring your attention to one of the feet, and then we'll start walking. So first of all, relax your body, put your hands at front. During this standing position, you can close your eyes, but when we are doing walking, open your eyes. So, standing and relax yourself. You may take a few long deep breaths to relax. And standing, observing from top to bottom. Standing, bottom to top. Standing, top to bottom. Feel the sensations throughout the body. So standing, feel the sensations throughout the body. Standing, feel the support from the ground. Standing, feel the greatness of the earth. So first of all, we do the first step of a walking meditation. That's right goes thus. So we lift the right foot and go forward and place it. So right goes thus, and then the left foot, left goes thus. The right goes thus, left goes thus, right goes thus, left goes thus, right goes thus, left goes thus, right goes thus. That's a step, so put your feet together. Standing, feel the sensations throughout the body. Standing, feel the support from the ground. Standing, feel the greatness of the earth. Turn to your right, turning, 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 turning. Standing, standing, standing. Start walking. Right goes this. Left goes this, right goes this, 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 last step, left goes this. Standing, standing, standing. Turn to your right, so turning, 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 turning. Standing, standing, standing. Start walking. Right goes this, left goes this. Continue practicing. Standing, standing, standing. Turn to your right, turning, turning. Standing, standing, standing. Start walking. Right goes this, left goes this, right goes this, left goes thus. right goes thus, left goes thus, right goes thus, left goes thus, last step, right goes thus. Standing, standing, standing. Turn to your right, turning, 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 turning. Standing, standing, standing. Now we practice the second stage of a walking meditation, that is lifting and placing. So in that second stage of a walking meditation, there are two things heads up. Number one, before we start walking, we initiate ourselves. So that's called intending to walk, or intending ourselves to move from the standing to the walking, so changing the mindset from standing to the walking. So that's intending to walk. So at least 3 times we check our intention to move, and then a turning time again. When we are turning, there are 3 pairs of 6 moves. So slowly we turn, and then that will be 3 pairs in 6 moves, and again standing and intending to walk. So every time when we change the position from one to another, we always initiate ourselves. So intending to walk, or I intend to walk, or I intend to turn. So likewise, let's practice the second stage of a walking meditation. First of all, observing the standing position. Standing, 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 intending to walk, intending to walk, intending to walk. Start walking, lifting, placing, 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 lifting, placing. Last step, lifting, placing. And again, standing, 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 intending to turn, intending to turn, intending to turn. So in this case, 3 pairs of 6 moves. So turning, 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 and again, standing, 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 intending to walk, intending to walk, intending to walk. Start walking, lifting, placing, 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 lifting, placing. Last step, lifting, placing, intending to turn, intending to turn, intending to turn, turning, 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 standing, standing, standing. Now, because we have a limited time, we're going to do the sitting meditation. So intending to sit, intending to sit, intending to sit. Then now slowly walk towards your sitting position. Take your seats. Okay, so as you take your seats, sitting in a comfortable position, relax yourself. And bring your attention to the primary object. That's the breath-related object. Breathe in and out. Observing the rising and falling of abdomen. So maintaining your concentration on this rising and falling of abdomen. Whenever you notice that abdomen is rising, mentally make a note that it is rising. When it falls, mentally make a note that this is falling. Or simply rising, rising, falling, falling. So this rising and falling of abdomen is the primary object. Where the mind will be there, and we try to keep the mind on this object without interfering to make it longer or make it shorter or hold it. We're sitting very relaxed position, body is completely relaxed, and simply building this connection and realizing as it rises and as it falls, and mentally make a note of it rising, rising, falling, falling. And obviously mind will not be staying with it all the time. Mind will drift away into the distractions, the different thoughts and feelings and sensations. At that time, leave the rising, falling of abdomen and observe those thinking or thoughts, feelings and emotions. So observing it mindfully, acknowledging it in its true nature, and noting, mentally make a note that this is happening, and let go. And bring it back to the primary object again. That's a rising and falling of abdomen. So likewise, continue practicing until you hear the gong. Right, okay. So, anybody wants to share or anything you want to ask on the practice that we discussed in continuing the study?
Ajahn, can I say, like, after we finished that walking meditation there and sat down, I was already in the sweet spot zone.
Yeah.
So we're doing that every day.
But do not expect that zone. I do not think that I have to be there after.
No, but I was just teetering on the edge.
Yeah. And as you may have noticed, the walking meditation we did, it's a bit fast, and actually that's fast walking.
So we need to slow it down.
Yes, we need to slow it down just to see how the body moves and how our mind reacts to it, and how mind reacts to move this body functions like that. I wanted to just to give you a brisk understanding of this walking, so that you can take away and practice. Normally when I lead meditation, walking meditation, I try to cover at least 3 stages. But today, due to the limited time, so managed to cover only 2 stages. So, and also I didn't allow much space to allow you to practice on your own. So actually, when you are practicing on your own, after 1 or 2 times of instruction, then it really gives more flavor on it. And then when you come to sit the meditation, it really helps to sit down and meditate more closely, so you can zone in more. So body and mind is just calm and able to concentrate much better.
Did you not say last week, Ron, that if you no more than 30 steps?
There are different ways of doing it. Yeah. So the one that we practice today, it doesn't have any steps. I mean the counting steps. It's just a matter of how much the length that we have designated, and we are just mindfully walking of our steps as we move. And in this walking meditation, we are mindful of our movement of the foot, not the foot itself. Movement of our foot. So that's why it has a gradual increase. So initially, there is a right goes thus. So we are mentally grasping of a right foot, and then a left foot. So in a moving. And then after that, lifting and a placing. So in that lifting and a placing, there is no identity of a right and a left. It's just a phenomena that as you lift, how do you feel? As you place, how do you feel? Like that. So it's a movement. Mindfulness, the movement is there. Like that. And then as you move on, it becomes slower and slower. So that's why when we are doing the higher the stages, we have to walk slower as much as possible, so that we can balance ourselves, balance our body, and then we can walk without any trouble, like shaking or even falling down. And that's actually the same thing when we look at our life. That also I normally relate to it, because if we are rushing too much, and as a result it's very easy that we will fall down. But if we take a little bit back and then observe it, then it will give you stability, and you'll have a more understanding of the things. Sometimes we may walk the street every day, right? We walk that street every single day, but we do not notice anything. Now, just take yourself back and walk slowly and try to observe things. It really brings a different flavor into it, that as you're walking. So you're mindful of walking and it's enjoying. Just to make sure that people will not see you as smiling out of the blue. Okay.
I felt that too, like even though I wasn't doing the walking meditation, it just grounded me much more. Like, so even sitting, I definitely felt that it just, had the same effect, actually.
Yeah. So, it's just it's like actively we are being mindful of what we're doing, and then with that we are narrowing our mind down from a scattering towards the one in a moment here, and with that we able to concentrate more clearly. Now, second question, when we are sitting meditating, where was your attention? Did you manage to establish your primary object or not?
I got quite snuffly, so that was kind of a bit of a problem. Must be the flowers or whatever is in the air, something is like going from my nose.
My hay fever's been really bad lately, actually.
Yeah. So, where did you concentrate?
Try to concentrate on the rising and falling of the belly when you can.
Yes.
Not very successfully, but I did try.
Okay. Gavin?
Concentrated on the rising and falling to start with, and then it just disappeared to the point of nothingness again, very close to nothingness, and then it just kept coming back.
Right. So obviously Lynn knows that, maybe have heard me saying again and again that having this foundation ground, the primary object, is very important, so that our mind has got the foundation to stand on. So we have to choose, and then after we have chosen this object, we have to make sure that we are working with it again and again, and then making sure that this is my foundation that I'm going to stand up. And that actually, later on, we can measure our meditation, the stability of our meditation, how long we manage to stay, and we are aware of it. So we may be staying for some time, but after that we are not aware of it. But here we can measure from working on that how long I manage to be with it, and I am aware of that. And with that again, how long did it take the moment when my mind is distracted, right? When my mind is distracted. And then that distraction again, we will be able to recognize that how long did it take to recognize this distraction, and how did I come back? Okay? So
It's the emptiness of distraction.
the nature of emptiness is not the distraction. But in the meantime, you have to be aware in that state, inside and out. Okay? So like that. And that's how we have to be mindful of that I am aware of it, but I do not have any intention to be with it. Okay? So aware of that, and then bringing it back, coming back with the right intention. So that's what we will be able to recognize that one. Okay? And then when we come back to this primary object, again, what was or were the mental states are? Did you have a negativity towards the experience that you are having, or the distraction that you are observing towards it? Or you simply thought of, oh, this is not what I am doing. I should be doing, practicing, paying attention to the primary object. Is that the case? Right? So these little things, we become aware of that. Right? Then with that, we can check how long I can meditate, how long I can be mindful of this distraction. And then when these things are happening, whether am I able to be mindful of it or not? Am I aware of it or not? Which type of mental states are there? Right? So that is the core part here. And with that practicing, we gradually see that these things normally changing, going, like that. Right? So that's why I ask this question of what is your primary object. So rather than having too many, so try to adapt one in order to generate the mental strength, which I normally give example of. Scattered water will not produce the electricity once you have concentrated and channeled through a concentrated or the designed doors. Then when that comes, then that produces the electricity. Similar way, our mind is like that too. When it's scattered with so many objects to think about, worry about, then we will not be able to generate this mental strength. It's called the mind power, and will not be able to deal with the things that we come across. Okay? So that is, and there is another question may come that when I am doing certain things, I am aware of it. Isn't that enough? Yeah? Isn't that enough to practice? So here we have to remember that the purpose of the practice of a mindfulness meditation, what is the purpose of it that I am practicing? You have to check that purpose. Right? Now, mindful, I am doing this, and that's also mindfulness. But that's not good enough yet. You can be just thinking whatever you want to think, lost into the fantasies. But you think that I am aware of it. I am aware that I am thinking, making a castle in the air. Right? You are mindful of that. Does that help? Yeah? Does that help your mental well-being, your living? That doesn't. Yeah? So that's why mindfulness meditation is something that got to be helpful for our standard living. So that's why it is mindful, that is good, but at the same time, ability to check, okay, does it has anything that related to my wanting or desires, hate. So checking this hate and there's the desires in it. And then the moment when we have those mental states, then when I am doing this, I am doing with my pleasure, my desire, my hate, my anger. That is the good mindfulness. So while you are doing, you are mindful of that. And then you're able to define whether should I continue or stop there. Okay? And now if you continue, then obviously you are in the process of building the castle in the air. And then taking it as virtually, this is my castle. I live in this castle, and this castle becomes me. And that's how called the trouble. But if you realize that, okay, now this is, okay, I am having this, now stop it there. When you stop, what happens? It simply comes back to the present moment, coming to the moment here. And then you become aware of the moment here now. Early on you are aware what you are thinking, what you are doing, but your mind is in something else. Somewhere else. Right? So that's why this coming back is to the moment here and now. And that's how the practice difference here. So our purpose of the practice is not just being mindful of activities that we are doing, but each activities that we are performing, seeing it. What are the intention behind that I am acting in it? And what are the causes of that? And the conditioning it. And what will outcome? So, ability to comprehend on that. So that's why in the after these 4 postures of a practice of a meditation and the Satipatthana that we will continue from. We discussed on the walking, we discussed on the standing, now sleeping and sitting. I think we know already. Particularly sleeping, we don't need to discuss on that. It's a bit difficult one. As soon as you lie down and then feel comfortable, obviously you will start snoring. And then obviously sitting meditation, we are very aware of that how we sit, sitting comfortably, and just be mindful of your sitting posture and getting the object of a meditation to start off with. Apart from these 4 postures, in the discourse it comes that whatever position or whatever state of your body is, you are mindful of that. Yatha yatha nang kayasa panihito tatha tatha nang pajanati. Whichever state of this body is, you are aware of that. And further on, whatever actions you are doing, you are mindful of it. See? And here is mindfulness turning around, you're mindful. Turning right, turning left, you're mindful. Eating food, you're mindful. Wearing your clothes, you're mindful. And mindfully doing it. And then standing up, mindfully doing it. There is even further, go up into urinating, defecating, you're mindful of it. See? Do you enjoy being in toilet? So that's sort of a mindfulness. Basically, the instruction is that do not lose your awareness in everything that you are doing. And here, everything what we are doing, and we are mindful of these actions, not just sake of being mindful. But we have to check those intentions behind it as well. Right? Whether it has hatred or not, whether it has a desire, the pleasureness or not. So you have to be mindful on that as well. And with that awareness, what happens that we have full comprehensive understanding on each and every action that we are doing. And that action becomes, in a way, the Buddhist term called a kiriya, which is not easy state of the mental state that for us, because we are not enlightened yet. But this is the state that described as someone who is enlightened. They will act in that way. So I just say, this is, okay, that is done. There is no further continuation in it. Because it hasn't got any greed or a hatred in it. It's just the natural things that you just do it. And then that's ends here. Right? So that is the posture, position, as well as the cultivation of a sampajanya, or the clear comprehension. That comes in the discourse. Right? So sampajanya, or this clear comprehension, is very important factor that really helps us to be grounded in the present moment at all the time. And how can we be in the present moment? That's just be mindful. So that's why I remember I read one book written by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Zen master who just died a couple of years ago, and he was in exile from Vietnam and lived in France for many years, and eventually he was allowed to go back to Vietnam, and he wanted to die in Vietnam. So one of his books, he said, when you are washing the plates, just wash a plate. Simple word, simple sentence, but it has so deep meaning. When you're washing a plate, just wash your plate. What do you think of that? Huh?
So much involved in it.
Huh? So it's a beautiful sentence now, and it really speaks so much in it. And the same monk, he gave another simile in another book. And this book, this story he wrote, the story basically a very busy man working in offices, and then he doesn't have much time. So whenever he spends his time with his children, he always felt that he doesn't have a time. Where is my time? So he's always thinking of, from let's say 9 to 4 o'clock I'm giving to this company. As soon as I come back, I'm giving my time to these children, right? And then after that again, maybe giving to his wife. And then where is my time? Like that. And this man comes to speak with the Thich Nhat Hanh, and Thich Nhat Hanh said, whenever you are doing, think that that's your time. When you are with children, think that that's your time. When you are at work, think that that's your time. So this flipping, rather than sending that to that person as the object, so you become object. Then that simple that simple twist actually changed the relationship with whatever he was doing in the job. So he was, rather than thinking that I have to do it in order to get the money, now he enjoys the time. So during this time, he doesn't have to worry about anything else apart from the work that I am doing. And this is my job. Similarly, when he came back home and then helping homeworks, doing homeworks to the children, then he began to enjoy that moment with the children. He began to play with it, rather than stressed out that, why do I have to do this job? Now it becomes, this is my time. And the same with his wife. So that's how the relationship changed from out there to inward. What's happened? There's someone wrote, how can we train our minds to fully embrace the present moment, especially when distractions pull us away from the here and now? If the present moment is all that truly exists, how do we reconcile the mindfulness with the natural pull of a memory and anticipation without becoming attached to either? Anybody?
Good question.
Anyone wants to answer this? This is, Christy. Christy is asking, how can we train our minds to fully embrace the present moment, especially when distractions pull us away from the here and now. If the present moment is all that truly exists, how do we reconcile mindfulness with the natural pull of a memory and anticipations without becoming attached to either of it? Anyone wants to put some thoughts? Help me.
Don't simplify it.
I know yet you don't understand the question.
So, Christy, everybody says that doesn't understand, do not understand your question. Right. How can I answer? So, first of all, where we were. So we were talking about this story, yeah, coming back and enjoying the moment that we are in, and the moment that we are doing things. Yeah? So the moment when we come back, and that actually is the moment here, and now is the effect of the past, and then the future will be the effect of the now. And in terms of the present moment, it's just the illusionary concept that's given simply to experience that we are here. But this every moment of a change, once we have understood this nature of the change, which is the big concept in Buddhism called impermanence, then this present moment doesn't exist at all. I remember a few years ago, I was on a flight coming back from Gatwick to Aberdeen, and that's EasyJet. In those days I flew so many times that EasyJet even promote myself. So then one of the flights, this magazine, and I was reading that magazine, and in that magazine was talking about the concept of the present moment, and it's a scientific article, and this article was speaking that there is no such thing is presentness, because it's always changing. It's always changing. The moment when you see it as a present, it's already past. So it's always new things replacing, new things replacing, new things replacing. So we are supported by the past and also always towards the new thing. And then we have this illusionary, this moment of a presentness
And future.
and a future. So in the practice of a meditation, again, however, it's called knowing the moment of here and now. That's why I normally use these words. Now, the moment when you're fully aware of that, when you know this moment of the now, it becomes a knowledge. So you know the now. You just put a K in front of the now. It becomes a know. There are so many things happening in the present moment, here and now, within this our present moment. How many things do we know? We know only certain things that we pay attention to. And the moment when we put attention to that now, it becomes a knowledge that you have known. And that's again, as soon as you have known it, when you have to express it, how do you express? I have known this. Or I knew it. right? It becomes a past immediately. That's why even in English language sentence, when we explain about something just happened, we call it past, right? Just had happened, like that. So that's what in the practice of a meditation, what we are trying to understand, that every moment is a present moment, so that don't hold on to the past. It's already gone. And then in the meantime, do not worry about the future, because that's the continuation of the now. So that's what practice of a mindfulness meditation is, to change from now what you want to be. Whatever you were, now this is the result you are having. You are now. And whatever will be, it's you who define. It's you who create what future will be. So that in the Buddhist practice of a mindfulness meditation, that's why, first of all, we get this mind tamed. Mind tamed, so that we will be able to recognize whatever it comes to contact with, whatever it observes, whatever it connects with, able to recognize that. And then when it comes to contact with it, then we distill it. We make right concentration, right investigation in it, and then we check that whether this is beneficial or not, wholesome or not. If that's not wholesome, not beneficial, drop it. And if that is wholesome and beneficial, continue making it to grow. And this continue making it to grow, which is wholesome and beneficial, what will happen in the future? The result will be wholesome and beneficial. So that's why recognition of this moment is the moment, whether whatever we are experiencing, wholesome or unwholesome. But in order to define wholesome and unwholesome, our mind got to be in a state of very unbiased and very pure, pristine. Not driven by our desires, not driven by our hatreds towards something. Not biasness is there. There is no biasness based on what I understand, what I want, and then when there is no that, then whatever comes to contact with us, we will be able to discern that in its true nature. And on that basis, what will we take actions toward it, then that becomes the wholesome. So that's why the practice of a meditation is to be mindful of the present moment in that context. Right. I think I stop here. Anybody wants to ask? I think I answer her probably.
I just thought about it.
Okay, so that's a continuation from the topic of the day, right? So today we completed on the position, so-called different positions of the body, and then meanwhile developing this clear awareness. So with that, let's do the loving kindness meditation to finish up. So spend some times connecting yourself, acknowledging the presenceness of yourself, and working with the primary object. Let's practice the loving kindness meditation. So bring your attention to the body and feel the sensations in your body. And to your hands. Feel the sensations in your hands. And to your heart. Feeling the beating heart. And if you can't feel the beating heart and generating this physically smiling on your face, feel the connection with your heart. Or you may put your right hand on your heart area to feel the connection. And as soon as you feel the connection with your heart, generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself, allowing yourself to be happy, at peace, free from suffering. And mentally you may recite, I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, starting from near dear one or any particular person that you think they need the most at the time. Bringing it to your mind and sharing these loving thoughts. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be at peace. May you be free from suffering, may you be liberated, liberated. Now extending your sharing this loving kindness and compassion to all of the sentient beings, starting from near dear one, in this room, in the city, in this country, on earth, in the universe, whatever beings there are, visible and invisible beings. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be peaceful, may they be free from suffering, may they be liberated, liberated. And particularly tonight, I want you to remember and sharing these loving thoughts to those who are affected due to the earthquake in Thailand and Myanmar. Wishing them to be well, free from suffering. May all beings be well and happy. So bring attention back to your hands. Feel the sensations in your hands. And to your body. And to your eyes. Feel the sensations around in your eyes. And creating intention to open your eyes and reflect for a few moments as you hear the gong. Okay, let's be respected. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Sawagato Bhagavata Tammo Dhammang Namasami Subhadipando Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami